What's up, everybody? It's HBT with Straight Up Wrestling Show, man. I am coming to you live, guys. I'll probably be talking about a lot of different things here, man, not just wrestling. I'm going to talk about a lot of different things, and that's just to be honest with you, straight up. But yeah, guys, so I'm coming to you live, man, and you heard Chris and I earlier tonight, man, as we did WWE Dynamite. We did Dynamite. No, not WWE, man. What am I talking about, man? AEW. Hey, AEW Dynamite. We did that tonight. All Elite Wrestling, not World Wrestling Entertainment. We did AEW, man. All Elite Wrestling tonight, guys. And hey, I appreciate you guys coming in as I do this podcast, guys. I'm pretty much on the road right now. I have to go and drop something off to my brother. So I'm on the road right now. I'm just going to get in here, man, just to be talking about wrestling, talk about certain things that we've seen since we've been out here, man, out here on this in this podcasting world. Chris and I, thing, man. It's just so much to cover in wrestling. And when we did have a break, when we Chris and I wasn't going out to these indie shows or watching wrestling on TV, WWE or AEW and TNA for a while there, and Ring of Honor. When we wasn't watching those earlier on, man, we was hey, we was always missing sports in general. And man, I'm a huge sports fan. Hey, I don't just watch wrestling. Never have just watched wrestling, but wrestling now, the way wrestling is now, wrestling is on TV basically every day. And we got involved in indie shows, so there was indie wrestling out here all the time. So wrestling has become basically like my life, man. It has taken over a whole bunch of things. Also, I am a musician, guys. So at one point I was producing an R&B album for a young man, and I did that for about 3 months. So I got involved in that. But man, wrestling is consuming. It's consuming, whether you're a fan or if you it's consuming. It consumes everything. So really haven't had time to get into a whole bunch of things, man. But guys, I am on here. Yeah, I am in the car. So I mean, yeah, go ahead and put down your, if you guys want to say something or whatever, I will. When I come to a stop, I'll get your comments and things like that. If you guys want to talk, I know you guys like to come on and talk, but I cannot be doing that. I can't be answering your comments while I'm driving in the car. Just come on and hey, listen to some of the things that I talk about. But we did see AEW tonight, and man, hey, the show was pretty decent. We gave the show 2.5 stars. When it boiled down to it, it was a pretty decent show. It wasn't bad. I mean, there were certain things that I didn't really care for. You had MJF come back tonight, and pretty much talked on TV. A lot of the things that the way he approached it, I thought was, I thought he went pretty hard on the way he approached it. So it seemed to me that maybe, just maybe, that he was trying a little too hard. Maybe should have just relaxed just a little bit, and it'll flow out a little bit better. But he did pretty good. I gave that segment 3.5 stars, and to the ending of it, and Roos come out, and Roos joined in, and then those two had a little battle there, and everybody had to come out the back and try to break that thing up. So ended up giving it 4 stars overall. So that's anywhere from an A minus to an A. So definitely, definitely a pretty good segment. Pretty much to start off, start that off, and we had the main event. The main event was a pretty good match against Swerve Strickland, and Roderick Strong. That was a very good match, man. We gave that 3 stars. I have no problem with that match and how that thing went down. Now, the way they're doing Jericho, with all these segments and everything that Chris Jericho's doing, now, I don't know about all that. I mean, maybe some people like it, but, hey, I really don't care for it. It's not, I'm not going to sit here and say I hate it either, but I really don't care for it. And my man Christopher Burton definitely don't like it. And I can see a lot of our users, a lot of our a lot of people that come on to the Straight Up Wrestling show, a lot of our family members do not like it. It's just kind of weird to see Jericho like that. I don't know what in the world he's doing. Maybe it's something that he's going to realize here soon that, hey, this is not working, and he's going to pretty much venture away from this project that they have going on, man. But I don't know. And the EV thing, the EVs, as far as those the two characters, Matthew and Nicholas, the those two guys, man. Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. I don't know about those two. They continue to roll on with their segments and everything, but I really don't know how much that is capturing anybody, because I know in the ratings, over the past couple of years, you look at the ratings every time that the Jacksons came out, the Young Bucks came out, or anytime they have a match, those guys will lose ratings, especially within the last year or so, maybe the last year and a half. People would just basically turn the channel. I'm not going to sit here and say, I'm going to be straight up, these guys do not have the greatest personality in the world, and maybe they think their segments is getting over with people, just being out here acting goofy or whatever, or maybe that's just how they act. I do not know. But yeah, as far as Dynamite tonight, it was not bad. I did not catch NXT yesterday, guys. All right, Robert Brown is in the house. What's up, Lafayette, Indiana, man? I haven't seen you in a while. What's happening, brother? Robert Brown, I have seen you on Tatiana's podcast, man. So what's going on with you? My man, 20th Charity Kind Master and CXX fan is in the house. Man, I appreciate you guys coming in. And like I said, hey, I'm out here on the road, pretty much taking something to my brother right now. So, man, yeah, you guys hang in here with me. And, pretty much I'm just going to go over wrestling. I'm going to talk about wrestling and probably get into a lot of things what's happened over these past few years, man, since we've been watching. So I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about some of the things that from the past, man, as I was growing up as a wrestling fan. I'm going to talk about sports that I like and, certain sports figures I like. So I'm pretty much going to run my mouth, man, until I pretty much get back home, guys. So, hey, enjoy the ride. Enjoy the Straight Up Wrestling show and the things that I talk about. But, hey, definitely appreciate you guys coming in. I'm talking about my man Robert Brown in Lafayette, from Lafayette, Indiana, and, man, 20th Time Master CSX fan coming in, rocking with me, our YouTube friend, man, who loves trains and planes, coming in here rocking with us. But, guys, tonight AEW Dynamite was not bad, and I didn't get to see NXT yesterday. But Raw, we did watch Raw. Raw was really good. I thought it was really good, and I think, in my opinion, I think Cody Rhodes, they're doing a great job with Cody Rhodes. Even though you have some people out here is disagreeing with what's going on with Cody Rhodes. They want him to turn heel, or they don't want him to have the title at all. But when it boils down to it, you can't please everybody, and that's one thing as far as the wrestling fans today. Wrestling fans today. Is totally different than what they were back in my day, man. Well, I'm not even gonna say my day. This is still my day. I'm in my 50s, and guys, and hey, I know a lot of people like to say that was from your era. This is still my era. Until I become some old man or whatever, and not watching the sport, it's still my era. It's kind of funny how people try to say, okay, you guys like Michael Jordan because he was in your era. No, LeBron James, I was still in my 30s when LeBron James started playing in the NBA, so he's from my era too. Dr. J, I was a kid when Dr. J was around. When Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Dr. J was my era. Then Larry Bird, Magic Johnson came along. Then Michael Jordan came along. Those guys came along when I was a teenager. But they was in my era just like Dr. J was in my era. He was my kid favorite. So, I'm talking about basketball here, guys. Yeah, big, huge NBA fan, college basketball fan back in the day. But, yeah, so it's not that, I like Ric Flair because Ric Flair is from my era. He was he was one of my heroes in my era. And I like Ricky Steamboat because he's from my era. No, they was great. They was outstanding wrestlers in my era. And I will say Bret Hart was in my era. I got to say, let's see, who else? Randy Orton was in my era, because when Randy Orton started, I was in my late 30s. I was like 39 years old when he started wrestling, 38, 37, 30, But I still was, decent, still basically in my prime as a young man when Randy Orton started wrestling. Actually, I think I was around 35, 36, something like that. He's been wrestling a good while. I was in my early 30s. I was in my mid 30s. So mid to late 30s when Randy Orton started wrestling and AJ Styles and all those guys. So, I can't take those guys, can't take them and say, oh, they wasn't in your era. But no, they were in my era. So, that's one thing. It's a misconception out here about, pointing out errors. People want to point out errors and say, oh, you like them more because they was in your era. No, it's because I saw them. I saw these guys, and I think they're the best in the world. But Monday Night Raw was pretty good. I think it was actually, all actuality, I thought it was really good this past Monday night. Man, they put together a very good show. But I did not get to see NXT, guys, so I got to go back, check that out. I'm gonna try to check that out tomorrow, and I will do a report on that. I'll probably come on live while I'm playing the replay, and talk about it then. So, man, definitely got to talk about that. And I saw the first episode of Who Killed WCW. That's on Vice TV. So if you haven't seen it, you got Vice TV, and you can go back in the app, and pull up Who Killed WCW. Chris saw it today. Chris and I will probably come on tomorrow or maybe the next day, and we'll talk about that first episode of Who Killed WCW. Very interesting, guys. And when it boiled down to it at the end of it, they pretty much started getting on not Vince McMahon, but Eric Bischoff, guys. So Bischoff, that's the person who I looked at first who killed WCW, but it's a lot of people. It's a lot of people, man, involved in this thing that you really have to look into. Let's see what The Rock comes up with, man, because, hey, he is the one who's producing this thing. So let's see what he actually comes up with out of all the 4 episodes about Who Killed WCW. I remember it. I will never forget it. It was my favorite wrestling company. And wow, I mean, it's tragic. It's a tragic story. Man, it's sad that it ended, but hey, it ended, and we got what we have. We have, WWE, and I know a lot of people were WWE fans. I never was really a WWE fan. Right now, I'm enjoying WWE more than I have in the past. I never was really a WWE fan. Now, as far as AEW, started off as an AEW fan, but my thing is this. I was an AEW fan, but I was more of a WWE fan. Something that I said about AEW when we first started doing this podcast. And I told my partners, man. I told Christopher Burton, and we had another partner who was rolling with us, a guy named Michael King. I told them flat out, they have problems. They have problems. They need to fix it. But they was all gung ho. It was new and everything. And AEW was just putting together some outstanding matches and all that. But there was no storylines, guys. I saw that from the jump. I said there's no storylines. I said that's something that they need to get fixed. And they did not have a clear-cut top. They didn't have clear-cut top guys. You did have Kenny Omega, and you did have the Young Bucks, but you did not have an established top 7, top 8 guys in the singles division, and you really didn't have a tag team division. It was Young Bucks versus Pac, Penta, and Ray Phoenix all the time, over and over and over again. That's what they gave you. But I'm like, they need to fix these problems if they're going to end up being the big dogs that they want to be in wrestling. You just cannot continue to do that same thing over and over again. And it's played out, man. It's played out, and we see where we're at right now with AEW, guys, straight up, straight up. So, they needed to get some problems fixed. Really didn't get it fixed, and then we ended up to where we at now. But yeah, 3 years, man, 3 years in the making. On June the 21st, that'll be our 3rd year. And man, we appreciate all our YouTube friends, everybody, man, over on Facebook, everybody on X, supporting the Straight Up Wrestling Show, guys. Man, we definitely have a lot of fans out there, and we had 60,000. We had 60,000 people this month, man, viewing the Straight Up Wrestling Show. We got views from on our shorts, on our videos, and our lives, man. We definitely appreciate that. 100%, guys. 100%. Hey, I can't ask for anything else more. Let me see who else in the house. All right, Z1 says we back. What's up, Harry? What's up, Z1? Braden is in the house. What's up, Braden? But guys, yeah. So, man, talking about that and talking about the weekend. Braden, what's up? Z1 guys, I didn't even know I had went off, but I got to go back and see where everything had cut off. But looked like everything had stopped there for a while, man. I'm sitting there, I'm just talking away, man. I am talking away, but I have to go back, guys. I am gonna come back in, but guys, I have to go into. I got to go into a place just a minute here, and for my brother, I got to go into this building. But guys, I'll get back to this. Sorry about this, guys, but everything cut off on me, man. Sorry about that. All right, guys. Stay straight up. Peace.